Have a chance to hit some low numbers this week because that is what we have seen out here with this tournament. Team scores minus 40, and then your individual scores are riding minus 15 and higher for a lot of the individuals here in this tournament. And again, the second tournament will be later on in March out here. This won't, well, that will be over at Tucson Country Club. So the first event this year out here, and usually these events for Arizona are flip-flopped. The event at Tucson Country Club is usually the earlier event, and that's usually the Arizona N.I.T. And then the second event is here, but they flipped them and flipped courses this year. So the N.I.T., which they've played the N.I.T. out here before as well. They've played it at a number of courses throughout the years here in Tucson. They've played it here. They've played it at Tucson Country Club. Obviously, they played it at Sewilo a number of years when that golf club was partnering with the university's golf programs. So it has traveled around to all of the top courses here in southern Arizona and now makes its home, at least for this season here at the Omni Tucson National. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program, 520-848-1290. If you want to talk to us, if you want to talk some golf, if you want to talk about the Omni Tucson National, looks like we've got a bunch of birds out there in the middle of the first fairway right now. Absolutely gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous day. Blue skies for the most part, although it is starting to cloud up a little bit here towards the end of the day. But again, it has just been a beautiful scene out here for the 2 days to have this tournament. Got a chance to see Wendell Neal, the longtime equipment manager for the University of Arizona. He was out here following one of the U of A groups. The fellows right now are out on the 18th green getting set to take a team picture out there, as it appears that they will probably finish second today. But a good start, having won a tournament already this year, having won the Copper Cup up in Gold City just about 2 weeks ago, a tournament in which the Wildcats knocked off a couple of two very good Pac-12 programs in their rivals, Arizona State and the UCLA Bruins. We will also touch on some other things today. The first Big 12 football schedule is out. We will go through that, get your thoughts on that. If you have some feelings on what you saw in terms of the Arizona Wildcats and who they are going to be playing this year. J-Dub, your initial thoughts on the first Big 12 football schedule?
Well, my initial thoughts, DK, are to look for the far away members of the new
Right?
conference that Arizona is joining and see how far Arizona's going to be traveling. Looks like Central Florida is the one away game we're looking at. West Virginia's at home. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see the pod situation that they've got. They're going to do that regional thing moving forward. So it's kind of hard to decipher without seeing all the other Big 12 schedules next to it. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a good schedule to me. What do you think?
So yeah, I mean, you've got. I think it kind of has played out the way we thought it would be. There would be one long trip to what they term the east side of the conference, which is going to be West Virginia and Central Florida and Cincinnati. I don't think you're going to get many multiple trips to that side of the conference annually. And then you'll play mostly in the middle, which is what we I think of the way it played out. You've got Kansas State, you've got Utah on the road, you've got BYU. So I mean, those are two. You'll travel to border states twice, and then you've got TCU is another road game. So I think it's very favorable. I think it's I mean, 7 home games in the opening Big 12 conference schedule. So that makes what, one, two, three, only 5 road games. There are 2 bye weeks, which is favorable. I mean, I think in the Pac-12, you very rarely got 2 bye weeks unless you were playing that opening weekend, and I think that's maybe one of the reasons why the Wildcats have that second bye week, because they open on August 31st, which is still, I believe, Labor Day weekend. It would be, and normally they do open on Labor Day weekend. So, uh, again, 2 bye weeks. You can't argue with that. You play 3 games, you get a bye week. You play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, and then you get another bye week heading into those final 3. The season ends again with Arizona State, as it normally would, playing Saturday after Thanksgiving here at home against Arizona State at the stadium. So just to kind of give you an indication of what we've got here this year, you've got New Mexico at home to open. And again, I think that's a good game to have, a regional rivalry. Playing New Mexico, have not played. I don't think they've played New Mexico since about 2010. I remember they played annually when I first got to town in 2008, but it's been quite some time since Arizona and New Mexico played. So you open against New Mexico and Northern Arizona, and I believe that's it in terms of the non-conference. So, and that's something else that's going to be different
Yeah.
with this schedule, is you'll play just 2 non-conference games, but I think actually the Kansas State game is a non-conference game this year because it
I
was
wonder
already on the schedule. So I think you actually are going to play 3 non-conference games, even though one of those teams is a conference opponent.
I wonder if cricket has ever been to Manhattan, Kansas.
No. That's a surprise, right?
Well, honestly, I haven't either.
Can I tell you my Manhattan, Kansas story?
Please do.
I don't know if I've told this story. I twice when I was in school at USC, I drove back to school with friends, with a friend. One year I drove with one friend. We drove from Milwaukee. The other time I drove with another friend from Cleveland. We drove from Cleveland. They both had cars in school, and so we drove their cars out there. Well, the time that I drove with my friend from Cleveland, I was driving in the middle of the night, and we were in Kansas, and we started to get low on gas, and so I get off at the next. Okay, I said, okay, we'll get off at the next exit. We'll get some gas. Get off at that exit. The gas station is closed. Get back on the highway. I said, oh boy, now I'm stuck. We're about 10 miles down the road, and the next exit is another 10 miles. Now you're starting to sweat a little bit. Get off at that exit. That gas station is closed.
No.
So,
no.
mind you,
Is there a happy ending here?
It is 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. in the morning in the middle of Kansas. So get back on another maybe, say, 15 miles to the next exit. Get off. The gas station is not for another 9 miles.
Oh, no.
And that 9 miles was Manhattan, Kansas.
Right.
So we drove. so now we're driving on 2 lanes in the middle of the night in Kansas, praying. Like my buddy's asleep. I didn't want to wake him up because I didn't want him to be as nervous as I was. So we get to Manhattan, Kansas, and the first three gas stations we go to are.
Man, what's up with Kansas not
What
having
the
gas stations
heck?
ever open?
Wow.
So we finally got to a gas station that was open, and we were barely on E at that point, or well
Mm.
below E. And we were able to get gas in Manhattan, Kansas, and continue on our trek.
The longest 9 miles of your
Oh
life.
my
Or even more
gosh!
than that. Actually,
Oh
even more
my
than that.
gosh! It was
You
Oh,
almost got stuck working in a farm because I
yeah.
think that's how that works. If
There
you
was
break down
and there
there,
was a,
you're
there's
stuck.
another story on that trip as well that I'll tell at another time that it also involved a gas station too. So
Man, you got some bad luck. Don't ever go like below like
right,
half a
right.
tank.
All right, the
yeah,
Wildcats are
lesson
starting
learned.
to make their way over here. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll start talking to some of the guys about their rounds out here. It's DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together at
Tiger.
Campbell and River
What's
Road.
up, brother?
Traffic
We
signal
talked during the
upgrades until
summer,
6 tonight at River
right
Road
before you
and
went
Campbell. Irvington and 6th Avenue, traffic signals malfunctioning, crash clearing, Thornydale and Tangerine,
British Open.
and some backups on eastbound.
90.
We are back out here at the Omni Tucson National Golf Club, the Arizona N.I.T. Coming to an end here, round 3 today. The Arizona Wildcats, unfortunately, looks like they're going to come up one shot short, really two shots short, as they're going to finish one shot behind the University of New Mexico. Pleased to be joined, though, by a pair of the golfers from the Arizona team. I've got with me Tiger Christensen and Zach Pollo. And Tiger, it looks like you're going to finish third in the tournament today. But what a beautiful 2 days to play golf out here.
Yes, it was beautiful weather, nice conditions. We had a course in a great shape. Really enjoyed the last 2 days.
What did you like about you shot a 64 today, it looks like. What did you like about the round, and how'd you play it today?
You know, all week I really didn't have the best stuff. I kind of didn't feel like I was in full control of my long game, but I made it work. I worked myself around the golf course, and I thought I did a great job of that today. Only had 2 bogeys all week, and to do that with more of a B game was pretty good.
So when you don't have control of your long game, what's happening out there? It's just the drive isn't going well off the tee, or?
Well, it might finish where I'm trying to go, but it doesn't feel very good.
So it's really more of a feel thing for you. So then how do you kind of manage that when you're out there? Is it more than about trying to concentrate on your mid-range game and your short game?
You kind of figure out what works on the day and just work with what you have, and then, you know, just kind of plot yourself around the golf course, stick to your strategy. And that's pretty much how you do it.
Tiger Christensen joining us here at the Arizona N.I.T. And Tiger, we'll take a look at the numbers here. Shot 67 in round 1, 69 in round 2, and 64. Whoop. It looks like he not dropped. Somebody else jumped up into that tie for third with you. Minus 16, 200 on the day. Obviously, you had a great summer. Had a chance to go over and play in the Open Championship. We talked to you before you went over to that event. What was that experience like for you?
That was very special. Definitely the best experience I've had in my life, and I learned a lot and have really gained from that experience. Yeah, it was really great. But you know, you try to make it every year now, obviously. But no, I definitely enjoyed it and had a lot of fun there. It was once just such a special moment to be there.
How do you calm yourself when you step out onto a course like that?
I mean, during the tournament, like in the practice round, you're definitely overwhelmed. But in the tournament, you kind of get into a tournament mode and kind of becomes just one shot at a time, just like at every tournament, and you try to play your best. So you're really in your own world, kind of, and obviously you know who you're playing with and who's watching, but at one shot at a time, you kind of just forget where you are.
Did you have a chance to have family over there with you for that week?
Definitely, I had all my family and my girlfriend and my best friend.
Yeah, and what was kind of what was their experience having a chance to watch you play
I
over
think
there?
for them it was even crazier, just walking inside the ropes in the practice rounds and talking to some of the pros. I think it was definitely a great experience for them too. They had a lot of fun.
Zach Pollo also joining us. Zach was flirting with the top of the leaderboard as well today. Looks like he's going to come in tied for ninth, minus 12, 71, 66, and 67. Zach, just how did you feel about your rounds out there?
You know, as a team, I knew we were a few shots back going into the last day, and we needed to make something happen. And we got off to a great start and got a little rocky in the middle, but, you know, rebounded and finished well to give us a chance to win. Unfortunately, it came up one short. But
That's also a bit about you. I mean, from Northern California, what's your experience been like coming down here and playing here at the University of Arizona?
yeah, it's been great. Coaches recruited a lot of guys from up there, and it's been great to be one of them and being able to represent U of A.
Yeah, I see that there's another young man from your high school that's on the team as well. Are you guys like a dynasty high school up there? Are you guys the high school to beat up in Rockland?
You'd like to think so.
What did you play a part in that recruiting process?
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of wanted to come here just because I knew at the time I knew like a lot of guys here, so I thought it'd be a great place to be, just familiar with people. And I think if you're familiar with people, I think that makes it a lot easier to just kind of settle in, and that's a big reason why I wanted to come here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you do. I imagine that you and Sam played together
Yeah,
in high school.
yeah.
What was that experience like? Were you guys tight in high school? What did he tell you about U of A when you were going through your recruiting process that kind of led you to maybe wanting to choose it here?
Yeah, we've been pretty close ever since high school,
Mm.
and he just said all the same things that I kind of wanted to hear. Just like, you can play all year round here. The weather's like this in January, and like like I said earlier, just a huge part of it was just being familiar with people, and yeah.
So obviously they're building you guys a brand new clubhouse out at Tucson Country Club. Have you seen it? What have you guys liked about kind of the way it's coming together? Have you looked out at the construction and is it coming along out there for you guys?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be great. Probably done March, April. It'll be really good, really special to have it there, and yeah, we're really excited.
Tiger, how many? I guess what that's going to be in the end. I mean, are there a lot of schools that have that type of setup?
The facility.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think we're definitely going to be up there with one of the best facilities in the country, and yeah, I mean, there's obviously great facilities all around the country, but to be a part of that kind of category and have our own home, kind of to just hang out and practice all day is definitely great. And when it's rainy, you can hit inside, you can cool off, you can do whatever you want in there, and then we have our new chipping area too, which has been done ever since last spring, and it's been really good. We've had a lot of matches there, some team practice. It's been really good.
And in terms of, I mean, obviously the rest of this season, young in the process here. You guys won up at the Copper Cup. What was that like to kind of go in there and get a team championship for you guys early in the year?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you didn't play in that tournament?
No,
No.
I was sick at home.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
How about you, Zach?
I mean, it was great. I mean, anytime you get a chance to beat your rivals, it's always good experience, and thankfully we were able to get it done, and we carried it over here. Took it into here, wanted to get a little bit of momentum, and I think we had a great week.
Yeah, and that must have been cool to like know that you guys could go out and play well as a team without one of your best players.
Yeah, that was really great.
And
Yeah.
how'd you hit it up there at Gold City? Was that a course that's favorable to your game?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I would say it's sort of similar to out here, but
Mhm.
a little more desert for sure. But yeah, it was great. I think it fit all of our games, and I mean, we showed it.
All right, so for each of you, what's your favorite course here in Southern Arizona to play?
Definitely Tucson Country Club for me.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it out there, especially after the rebuild. I think right now it obviously needs to settle in. The grass and everything needs a little bit of time until it's ready, but yeah, just layout wise and most similar to my home kind of thing where I'm from in Europe. So I feel kind of comfortable there. It's definitely my favorite course here in Tucson.
How about you, Zach?
I mean, I'd have to agree. I think TCC's great. I also think Stone Canyon's probably up there. It's
Oh yeah,
pretty sweet.
that's a nice one. How'd you get on Stone Canyon? You know somebody?
Uh, we're able to get out there
Oh, nice.
somewhat often.
Nice. You guys play Star Pass at all? That's a lot of blind shots on that course.
Only a couple times.
Only a couple times. Now, when we talked during the summer, Tiger, you were telling me about your love of the food here in Tucson. So have you tried any new restaurants since the beginning of the school year?
Yeah, I've tried actually two new ones. One of them's a Turkish place.
Okay.
I think it's called Istanbul or something.
All right.
It's kind of good. It's more Greek than Turkish really, but yeah, it's okay. But my go-to is definitely still Sachiko,
Okay.
the
Still
Japanese
Sachiko.
place.
Yeah, there you go. How about
Yeah.
you? Is he taking you to any of these restaurants with him, Zach?
Yeah, I mean,
You
I always like to go out.
You got a
with them.
favorite? You got a favorite one you like yet? Are you a foodie like he is, or no?
I don't know if I have a favorite one, but anytime there's a chance to eat some pizza. I'll eat
Oh, well, there you go. You're a pizza guy.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so who's your favorite golfer?
Who's my favorite golfer?
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna sound pretty obvious, but I think Scotty. Just I think he's super humble and super. I just like the way he kind of goes about it. You can't really tell he's playing good or playing bad. He's always there. He's always at the top of the leaderboard, and he's always really humble about it.
What'd you guys make of Nick Dunlap, an amateur winning at the PGA level and then turning pro?
I think it's great for us, just showing everyone and the whole world how good college golf really is and how good this level is, and yeah, just getting it done on big stage, super super happy for him. But yeah, just for the golfing world, I think it's great because it shows how young golf has gotten, how young the peak players are getting, and how early people are ready to compete against the best players in the world. And I think from now on, it's just going to be more positive for college kids coming up to the PGA Tour.
How about you, Zach? What impressed you about that?
I mean, it's when you think about it, it's pretty sweet what happened, and just to realize that he's just pretty much one of us, like 20 years old, sophomore in college. I mean, you'd like to think that could be us one day, and it's a good representation of, like you said, how good college golf really is.
Yeah, and tell me about this youngster, Tony Zhang, who had a great week out here.
We love Tony.
Yeah, Tony's great. Nobody doesn't like Tony. I'm so happy for him to play this good. He's really talented, and he's played well in qualifying, and now to get it done in the tournament and finish top 10, I think in his third start in college is definitely cool to see, and I'm happy for him. Especially yesterday, the lowest round in school history as a freshman was impressive to watch.
Outstanding. Well, fellas, congratulations on a great 2 days, and continued success as this season goes on, and you guys ramp up for the Pac-12s here later this spring.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Zach Pollo and Tiger Christensen, two of the top golfers here at the University of Arizona. Let's get a break in here. We'll come back. We'll have more from Omni Tucson National as the play here at the Arizona N.I.T. is wrapping up, getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather. Here's Cricket.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Reported collisions have a
much. I want that opportunity.
Savings and Selection 100. Now playing at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Go to O'Reilly.com. Call 747-8000 or test drive one on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Find new roads at O'Reilly Chevrolet. More than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Make sure you download or update the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. We've got the entire state covered like no other sports radio station in southern Arizona. Plus, when you have the app, you can cover U of A sports with Wildcats Radio 1290 anywhere and everywhere you go and out of town, too. The mountains, the beach, working out, or maybe even...
Oh, no. Turn that off.
Download or update the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today and never miss a moment of sports analysis. Well, maybe an occasional moment. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wildcat fans, join head coach Adia Barnes and the Arizona women's basketball team in McHale Center this season. Season tickets are on sale now. You won't want to miss the fierce competition coming to Arizona. Season tickets are available now at ArizonaWildcats.com/WBK. Arizona women's basketball. Let's pack McHale Center.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen here. Join me and my compadre, Chris Brockman, every Monday on the Overreaction Monday podcast as we dive into the latest headlines across the NFL playoffs. Are you ready, Chris Brockman?
Just as handsome as ever, buddy.
I appreciate you saying that, and I wish I could say the same to you.
Come on.
There is a ton to overreact to, as now every other team that didn't make the playoffs, they're already looking forward to next year.
Yep.
Come react or overreact with us leading up to the big game. Overreaction Monday, wherever you listen.
Happy New Year, guys. That was right in my ear.
Oh, good.
I see you're doing the whole baby New Year costume with the diaper and the sash.
Time to make resolutions. I resolve not to look at you dressed like that. People should start the new year by fixing up their heating and air system.
That's true. Alaskan AC can fix the stuff other companies can't.
Again, right in my ear. Plus, the Grizzly.
Right. The Grizzly is our custom-built AC made to take a chomp out of Arizona summers.
Still winter, guys. And we can fix up heaters to save our customers gobs of money. Gobs.
We believe in fixing before replacing.
What's a gob?
An Alaska-fied system is one that will last longer
and is guaranteed to be repair-free for an entire year. Woohoo! I swear, one more time with that thing.
Good resolution, Gary. Let's get out there and help people fix up their systems and save some real money.
All right. Probably should have told him to put some clothes on first.
Yeah.
Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy,
Jackie.
CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month
Hand me
vehicle
my,
protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future
there.
auto repairs. Call
Just
now
gonna
to find
put
out how you
this,
can pay almost nothing for covered
put
auto
that-
repairs.
just put
Yes,
that
you
blue
heard that
thing here
correctly.
just so I
Pay
have
almost
something to
nothing
set
for
my
covered
book
auto
on.
repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this
we're good
vehicle
for now.
protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our
30 seconds.
The green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns, and here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coming to you live here from the Omni Tucson National Golf Course and Hotel Resort. It is the Arizona N.I.T. Play has wrapped up for the tournament out here. The Arizona Wildcats, the defending champions, but they will come in second this year to New Mexico. The Lobos finished with a total round of 8-13, and that is one shot better than Arizona. The Wildcats came in at 8-14. New Mexico 51 under for the tournament. They were 13 under today. The Wildcats really made a run. The Wildcats had the best overall team round of the day, shooting 20 under as a group to finish at 50 under and one shot back. Arizona State finished third at -49, 2 shots off the lead. BYU as a team finished fourth at -42, and then Missouri was fifth overall at -34. The individual winner, however, of the tournament coming from Brigham Young University, and that was Zach Jones. Zach Jones winning this tournament by one shot at 18 under with a total round of 198. He shot a 64 today after opening with a 65 in the first round yesterday and 69 in the second round. They play generally the way that this tournament works is they'll play 2 rounds on the opening day and then 1 round on the second day. Not all the rounds got completed yesterday due to darkness, so there was about 3-4 holes that most teams needed to finish up today prior to the beginning of round number 3. Zach Jones wins it at -18. Winyi Ding from Arizona State was second, one shot back. 2 players, Sebastian Amat from New Mexico and Tiger Christensen from Arizona, finished tied for third at 16 under. And then you had 2 golfers tied for a fifth at 15 under, Daniel Rodriguez from Texas A&M and Jack London from Missouri. The rest of your Arizona Wildcats, as we go down the leaderboard, Zach Pollo, who you just heard from, finished tied for ninth with his teammate Tony Zhang Tony finished also at tied for ninth. Both of those young men finished at minus 12, so 6 shots off the leaders. Then continuing down, it was Yannick Malik finishing tied for 17th. He played as an individual for Arizona, not with the team 5, but Yannick, a good tournament as he finishes tied for 17th, 10 under par. Then down the road, or down the board, tied for 23rd, both Griffin Rhodes from Arizona and Johnny Walker. They too played as individuals, finishing at 8 under. Sam Sommerhauser played with the team and finished tied for 28 at minus 7. Philip Jakovic, he also played in the team format and finished tied for 34th at minus 6. Those were all of the golfers for Arizona that competed in the, I should say Jackson Norwich also competed and finished tied for 82nd at plus 5. He played as an individual in the event. And just in case you're not familiar with the way that team golf works in college, there are 5 players that play as a part of the team. They have qualifying rounds throughout the week leading up to these events where they'll play, and head coach Jim Anderson keeps the scores, and the 5 best players that are in those qualifying events will be the 5 that play the tournaments, and then the others that don't qualify can play as individuals. And as you saw, or as you just heard, when we were reading off some of the scores, some of the young men who played as individuals finished higher overall than some of the young men that were playing in the team concept for Arizona. And again, the Wildcats finished second to New Mexico by 1 shot. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. 520-848-1290. We've got a lot of things to get to today on this show, including to let you know that we've got a sweet deal for you this Friday. That sweet deal is for Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25. This sweet deal will go on sale Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. at WildcatsRadio1290.com. Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina. They've got 3 full-service bars, an inside-outside patio. You can join them for lunch, dinner, or happy hour with a lovely atmosphere of Latin music decor and classic and modern dishes that are inspired by multiple Spanish and Latin countries. Happy hour every day, 5 to 7, $5 select tequila, 2 tacos with rice and beans you can get for that $5. They've got late night activities as well, a high energy salsa, merengue, samba, reggaeton, accompanied by ice cold beer and beautifully crafted cocktails. Again, this is a sweet deal that we've got for you on our website coming up this Friday at 8:30 a.m. for Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cantina. It's located on the northeast corner of Oracle and Wetmore. You can find them online at tesorotucson.com, and that sweet deal goes on sale at 8:30 in the morning Friday, a $50 gift certificate for just $25.
High energy salsa.
High energy salsa. Indeed. All right, before we talked to a couple of the Wildcat golfers, we were going over the schedule for the Arizona Wildcats, their first season in the Big 12. We'll reset that for you here. Again, the Wildcats will open with 2 home games against New Mexico and Northern Arizona. Those will be on August 31st and September the 7th, so back-to-back home games to open the season. Then they will play at Kansas State, which will be a non-conference game versus a Big 12 member. Now, they're playing this game because this game was already on the schedule prior to, obviously, everything that transpired last summer and the reset of conferences. So that game remains on the schedule. However, it will not be counted as a conference game. That will either be played on Friday, September the 13th, or Saturday, September the 14th. So the first game on the road next season could be a Friday night affair. The Wildcats will then have their first bye week on Saturday, September the 21st. They will play their first conference game on the road in a familiar setting against the Utah Utes. That'll be on Saturday, September the 28th. Their first home conference game of the Big 12 era will take place on my birthday, Saturday, October the 5th, against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Now, not an uncommon opponent. I believe Texas Tech came in here a few years ago as well. I want to say maybe back around 2018, 2019.
2019.
So, yeah,
Yep.
2019 was the last time that Texas Tech came through. I think they played.
However, before that, the time they played, but prior to that was 1989.
Yeah, so it had been a while when those two teams got together in 2019. BYU will be the next game on the road on October the 12th, then home for 2 games.
2007 is the last time. You always talk a lot about how you want to see Arizona, Tucson and Provo have a connection.
Yeah.
And they haven't played up there since 2007.
Wow, so that'll be the first time. Yeah, because a lot of the times they've played, it's been neutral site games.
Yep.
In Las Vegas and Phoenix were two of the neutral site times that Arizona and BYU got together in recent years. And then, of course, yeah, I think that's going to be a great rivalry. And I've said that from the beginning. I think Arizona and BYU is going to be a rivalry that is going to be fun to watch in every sport as we get going into the Big 12 era.
The last 4 games were Vegas, Tucson, Glendale, and Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. So then 2 home games against Colorado on October the 19th. West Virginia will come to town on October the 26th. Then it'll be a road game Saturday, November the 2nd at Central Florida. That'll be the long game for Arizona this year. Another bye, the second of 2 byes on Saturday, November the 9th. And then a home game against Houston, which will be on one of 3 dates, either Thursday, November the 14th, Friday, November the 15th, or Saturday, November the 16th. That'll be a home game, so we could have a Thursday night home game at Arizona Stadium this year. Then it's back. The final road game will be at Texas Christian on Saturday, November the 23rd. The final regular season game will be the Territorial Cup game, and that'll be at Arizona Stadium against the Sun Devils on Saturday,
Not a lot of
November
history.
the 30th.
TCU, they've played twice.
Yeah.
And Houston, they've played 4 times.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be new. It's all going to be new, and rivalries will need to be created, and it's going to be kind of a fun process to watch as we go into this new era of University of Arizona football. It was interesting at the press conference for Brent Brennan, which essentially, I guess you could say, was the beginning of the Big 12 era of U of A football. But they had the 2 helmets. They had 2 helmets up on the dais that day, and the 2 helmets still had the Pac-12 sticker on the back. So I thought that was kind of funny that day that Brent Brennan was introduced, that it was still, even though we were ushering in a new era of him as the head coach and him being the first coach of the Big 12 era, the helmet still said the Pac-12. But it's just like when we set up here at on these remotes, and we have this computer which folks can see if they're watching on any number of our streams. We are streaming this show right now on Facebook Live. We are streaming this show on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. It's at Wildcats Radio 1290. Twitter, it's at Wildcats 1290. You can find us on all of those social media platforms streaming the video of this show. We've got our computer that we use out here to stream, and it's got all of the Pac-12 teams on it. You've got the Pac-12 logo, and you've got logos for Colorado and Utah, which we can keep those, obviously. Oregon State and Oregon, we're going to have to get I don't even know if those will peel off of here.
We'll have a bunch of those here.
We
in
might
the
have to get it.
studio
We
as
might have to
well.
get a totally new computer.
Yeah.
If we can't get those stickers off, because that's
Here in
going to look
studio
weird
as
moving
well,
forward.
We've got logos for all of the teams and the Pac-12 logo as well. We'll
Yeah.
have to assess that at some point here in the near future.
Exactly.
I like the Pac-12 logo. It took them a while to put that together, but I like the Pac-12 logo with the mountain and the wave. It's subtle, but it's a good logo.
Yeah. All right, coming up in the next hour, we will get into our question of the day, and this is getting a lot of traction. We put it out a little bit early today, but we talked about it yesterday about the one-and-done transfers of the Tommy Lloyd era of Arizona basketball, and I said I was going to exclude Caleb Love because he's obviously the best of the bunch. And I can only give you 4 choices to vote on Twitter. Yeah, so I gave you the other 4 gentlemen in terms of who is your favorite outside of Caleb Love. So we'll get into that in the next half hour, as well as we will talk a little bit about what's happening across the university, the Wildcats, and the financial situation. There was a press conference yesterday with Dr. Robert C. Robbins, and he spoke, as well as the interim CFO. John Arnold also spoke. He's also the executive director of the Arizona Board of Regents. He is subbing in as well as the interim CFO at the University of Arizona. So we'll let you hear a little bit about what they had to say yesterday in terms of where we are right now in this financial situation that the university is dealing with. We will also get into, as we move on today, what's happening with Arizona basketball as they're getting set for their home weekend against California and Stanford. Cal on Thursday night, Stanford on Sunday. It'll be a doubleheader of basketball on Sunday at McHale Center, as we'll have women's basketball at noon against Arizona State and men's basketball coming up at 6 o'clock against the Stanford Cardinal.
You think McHale's going to be loud on Sunday? You got the school up north coming in. And
I think it's going to be loud. I think we might have to do the show out there again on Sunday.
It's going to be real energetic, is my guess.
I think we might have to take the show back out to McHale Center again this Sunday for what's going to be an exciting weekend of college basketball for sure. We don't get too many doubleheader games here in Tucson. So in fact, I don't know that I can remember the last time we had a doubleheader game, men and women playing at home on the same day. So
one of those is a revenge game, if you want to call it that. And the other one is a game against a team that you always want revenge against.
Oh yes, absolutely. Stanford men knocked off the Wildcats up in Palo Alto earlier this season.
Convincingly.
The ladies handled their game against Arizona State pretty easily. So hoping that they can do the same because they need to start piling up a few wins when they can, and this is definitely an opportunity for them to do that on Saturday against ASU.
Schedule, you want to try to get a win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, it's DK on the Sports Tip. He is JW Madden. Cricket also is with us. She gets you home every 20 minutes on the fives. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Some slow travel on westbound Ajo Way at Mission. Also busy westbound Speedway approaching I-10 and traffic on Grant Road at I-10 also for slowing. Collisions reported 6th Avenue south of 22nd Street. A vehicle into a wall, also clearing Drexel and Campbell. 22nd Street at I-10. And mostly clear overnight, 50 the low, 78 breezy tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer. As the world keeps changing, so does COVID-19. That's why this season's COVID-19 shots have been updated. They're designed to help protect against recent variants. Learn more about a COVID-19 vaccine option at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Arizona Complete Health means more than health insurance to me. They're my healthcare partner. We get the care we need from doctors we choose, and even earn rewards for healthy things we're already doing. And with Marketplace, Medicaid, and Medicare options, I have coverage to protect my family's health wherever life takes us.
Arizona Complete Health, a plan for life. Visit planforlifeaz.com to find coverage that works for you.
Wildcats Radio 1290 wants to send you to Las Vegas for the big game weekend. Airfare, a 2-night stay at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, and more. Text the word LIGHTS to 95819 now for your chance to win on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sick and tired of achy joints? Dread the idea of surgery? You need to call QC Kinetics today. Hi, it's David Kelly. Now listen, The state of healthcare is always changing. The old ideas like steroids and surgery are no longer your only options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. QC Kinetics' advanced state-of-the-art treatments harness and direct your body's natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. This is a revolutionary approach that can get you long-term relief with absolutely no downtime. Make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility, reclaim your independence. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 2 locations, one off of Academy, one off of Orange Grove. 520-497-4955. 520-497-4955. Call QC Kinetics right now.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
Remember to tune in to Wildcats Radio 1290 for the biggest pregame show in the Pac-12, because that's how we roll. We go on the air 4 hours before every football and men's basketball game all season long. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. 2 powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Today on Hey Culligan's Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener, here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Tucson area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
if these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
30 seconds.
Water, right? 85% water. I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
10 seconds.
Detergent item plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
Live from the CNWT.
From the what? Central Northwest Tucson, duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but three first names, David Scott Kelly.
Hour number 2 of the program from Omni National here. Omni Tucson National, it's the Arizona N.I.T. wrapping up play out here for another exciting year Arizona men's golf finishing second at their event to New Mexico. I believe we're looking at the New Mexico kids out taking some pictures right now on the 18th green as they win this tournament as a team by one shot. They finished minus 13 for the day, shooting a 275. The Wildcats shot a minus 20 today to get themselves back in a position to win, but they fall just 2 shots short, losing by 1 to New Mexico, but finishing 1 shot ahead of the Arizona State Sun Devils, which is never a bad thing to beat the Sun Devils at a meet. And for the Wildcats on the individual side today, your top finisher was Tiger Christensen. He finished tied for third at minus 16, and he was 8 under for the day, shot a 64. And the freshman, Tony Zhang, finishing yesterday, he was shot a 63. So just a really good tournament for the Arizona Wildcats, even though they did not come out on the winning side. I am out here at the golf course. J-Dub is back at the station today. And J-Dub, though, a pretty good night last night for the Phoenix Suns as they started this road trip, a 7-game road trip, off with a loss, but finally got on the winning side against the Miami Heat.
This is Grayson Allen taking Highsmith off the bounce. Eubanks, hard stick back. Another Heat turnover, their 6th. Beal, beautiful pass, back to Okogie, and he's headed to the free throw line. Eric Gordon like a bowling ball, able to get into the paint. Hero coughs it up, Booker the steal from his backside, and what a pass, Nurkic ahead of the field. Boy, look out, Nurkic takes a nasty spill. Shot clock at 1, so Beal has the hoist, and he buries a 3. Hero transition 3, not even close. And Miami now, GA 8 of 24 from deep. That is Booker on a 3-point jet. Wow. Beal wants to take Jaquez. The spin, little contact, and he fights his way to 2. Bradley Beal keeps on coming. He's got 16. Booker, extra feed, Durant, got it! Corner 3, that is Gordon with a knockout punch.
Eric Gordon finished with 23 points in that ball game. He led the Suns. They win it 118 to 105 over the Miami Heat. Devin Booker 22 points, Kevin Durant 20, Bradley Beal had 19. So
yeah, Grayson Allen went down with a bit of an ankle injury, and Eric Gordon stepped into that role as the guy who gets a lot of open looks because you're playing with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal.
Yeah, absolutely. So good to see somebody else other than, your big 3 kind of contribute and step into that foray for the Suns last night. Bradley Beal talked after the ball game. That game was on NBA TV last night, so Dennis Scott had a chance to catch up with Bradley Beal after the Suns win.
You and I talked before the game. This is a process, but you guys are finally healthy. The ball movement was excellent tonight.
Yeah, first praise God for having us healthy, being here. I think the biggest thing, man, is I think we got stops first. I think when we set our mind to guard guys, get in the stands, we made it real tough on Bam. We knew they were kind of struggling coming into the night, so we wanted to kind of bring in our energy and, kind of continue their streak of them struggling. But like you said, the ball was definitely popping. Trying to make sure we were organized on offense, get guys good shots, open looks, and that's probably our best flow we've had in a while.
You've been around great players before. Book's averaging 50 the last 3 games coming to this. KD's being unselfish. You go through him down the stretch, and you'll facilitate. Take the fans through the sacrifice you guys are going through.
The S word, man, like what you just said, that's what it takes. In order for us to win and compete at a high level, we've all been on teams where we were the guy, and now we have a team with a bunch of guys, who are capable of scoring, who are capable of leading us every night, so that sacrifice word is huge for us, man. We know I mean, we got one of the best players ever touch a ball, Kevin Durant, and he sacrifices so much for this team, man, for the benefit of it, to get guys open shots. He passes the ball out of double teams when he doesn't have to. I mean, he's just an unbelievable teammate and books on the tear. You know, he's a killer. So, you know, we're just finding ourselves. We got to still put it together. It's a long season, but I think we love where we at.
Last one for you. Grayson Allen goes down with the ankle injury. Eric Gordon steps up. Your bench steps up. How big is that for the long haul?
Those are two of our best shooters, man. We always try to find them as much as possible and get them going. Make sure that they get a valid amount of touches. We make sure EG got the ball tonight for sure. But Grayson, we need Grayson, man. Grayson's an unbelievable player for us. His ability to be able to put on the floor, be versatile for us, not just a three-point shooter, is excellent for us, man. So I'm hope he's well. It's not too long, and he'll be back with us soon.
Appreciate you. Take care of that nose.
Scott, man, I know, right, man. That's right. Crazy. All right, boy.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good in the nose the other night.
Yeah, not a great shooting night for Devin Booker. Only 2 of 10 for 3, 9 of 23, but still a solid night with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and
let me
7
count
assists.
up, DK, the number of field goal attempts Devin Booker's taken in the last 4 games. Because he had 46, 62, 44, and last night 22. Let's see. He had 60 plus 49. It's 109 shots he's taken in the last 4 games.
Wow.
Getting him up.
And he hasn't gotten to, remember we had talked to before the season started with him playing a lot of that point guard early. We thought that there might be an opportunity for him to get some triple doubles, but that just hasn't materialized. I mean, he's had some high assist games, but he just has not been able to get into that 10 category.
Yeah. I mean, clearly, D-Book is at his best when he's a threat to score. He's at a threat to score anytime he touches the ball. I mean, if you've been watching the Suns anytime in the past 7 years, he gets doubled a lot of times, DK, like right when he gets over half court. So Devin Booker started the season out. They obviously didn't have the point guard on the roster even and had some injuries. So he's comfortable in that role. But I've seen a lot of KD taking over a lot of the facilitating because obviously KD's another guy who's going to get doubled a lot. He had these 7 big assists last night. Bradley Beal, also super capable of that, being a threat for both setting up his teammates. And, you know, Booker had 7 assists last night as well. So all 3 of those guys, I think, you just got to pick your poison. When you're looking at the big 3 in Phoenix, all 3 of those guys are 3-level scorers. They're also very comfortable setting up their teammates. So it's tough. It's a tough team to match up against now that they're all healthy.
Let's hear from Devin Booker after the ball game. The Suns knocking off the Heat 118 to 105.
You know, winning this league at any time is important. Super talented league, so after dropping a couple and getting on the road, putting us even for the road trip now is it's a big step forward.
What do you just think of the way Drew, the way he came in and kind of brought the energy in that first quarter?
Yeah, he came in locked in, and that's what we need out of him. You know, I was telling him on the court from the beginning. You know, you're playing with this urgency, this pace, and, you know, thinking the game at the same time. Because usually when you're asking somebody to play that hard, you know, they get a little sporadic. So, you know, for him to be intelligent with how hard he was playing was impressive.
Curious, obviously named Western Conference Player of the Week, and the numbers are insane, but just what do you think about that and getting another one of those?
It's a cool honor. Like I said, you know, the league's at an all-time high with talent. You know, guys are putting up extreme numbers, so, you know, to be named it for the last week and be part of that group, you know, with high-level guys in this league is, you know, it's an honor.
You mentioned, obviously, the fourth quarter, pace and turnovers. Didn't have the turnovers in the fourth, but they still kind of got back in. What do you feel like was the cause of that?
You know, we're playing desperation basketball, full court traps, you know, into 2-3 zones. We missed a lot of wide open looks too, but we made some. KD had 3 wide open corner threes. Eric Gordon, wide open corner threes, and these guys are career 40% shooters from there. So, you know, those are the shots that we've been taking.
Curious, going back to Brooklyn with Kevin, what do you what are you expecting to see from that same?
Nah, it should be love, man. He's playing at an extremely high level there. No matter what he says or how short his stint was there, you know, I know he impacted and changed people's lives there forever and the organization. So, you know, he should be loving as such.
All right, that is the shooting guard for the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, after a 118-105 win over the Miami Heat. We are out here at Omni Tucson National, wrapping up play at the Arizona N.I.T. And we're pleased to be joined by the winning head coach, Jake Patterson Jake Harrington from the University of New Mexico, as they win by one shot. Coach, congratulations. We were just talking to some of the U of A kids, and just a beautiful 2 days out here to play some golf, wasn't it?
Incredible weather. So to be able to come out here and have the weather that we had and, of course, the condition it's in, it's been a great couple of days.
Now, it looks like you've got somewhat of a young roster out here. Tell me a little bit about your club and how you guys were able to kind of put it all together over the course of the last 48 hours.
I mean, we got some great guys, some guys that have played out here a lot. We've had conference out here in the past, but we have 3 seniors that are here and then a couple of young guys after that. But Bastian Amat, finishing in 3rd place, he's one of the main leaders of this team, and he's just so steady, and we go as he goes, as well as Matthew Watkins, incredible. But, really our sophomore Alvaro Portillo really stepped up in a big way this week and, got into the lineup, fought his way into the lineup, and then played great golf for the last couple of days, and really proud of him.
When you guys obviously look at how you want to prepare for your conference season, what do events like this do for you?
Events like this this is like going regionals and nationals. These are the fields you want to be in because these are the best of the best. When you have Arizona and Arizona State and you play them in Arizona, they're tough to beat. Then you add Texas A&M and Stanford, and the list goes on. This was a loaded field here at the NIT, and really just honored to be here and be a part of it. But yeah, this is one that you step up and this is the measuring stick for the semester. So you never know how the semester is going to start when you take the last 3 or 4 months off, between the fall semester and the spring. But this was a great opening start for us.
Your first season coaching this team. Did you imagine that your team would get a win in your first season?
Well, this is our second one so far.
Oh, second win. All right.
We won once in the fall and then here. But I mean, to get it this quick in the spring.
No wonder you're so dry. I'm like, wait a minute, this is his first win. I would think you'd be wet with some Gatorade or some water or something.
It probably should still be after this win because anytime you beat Arizona and Arizona State at home, it's a big win. But no, this is a great group of guys, and some of the best I've been around, and not just some of the best golfers, but they're great human beings as well. So,
what's kind of your philosophy on the game and how you teach it to your kids?
Biggest thing is building momentum. Pars build momentum, and I know we want to go out and we see the numbers. We won at 51 under, and you're like, man, I got to go birdie every hole, and you don't. And at times you just have to let the birdies come to you, and just have that walk with a little swagger, a little confidence to say, hey, I belong. And then sometimes you miss it in the right spots, and sometimes you make putts that maybe you don't think you should. But as long as you give yourself chances and you don't beat yourself. Yeah, I told the guys last night, you got some studs behind you. Arizona State are going to come charging at us, and they did. But what I told the guys is, hey, if they beat us, we're going to tip our hat to them and shake their hands, but we're not going to beat ourselves. We're going to go out there and just continue to play steady golf, and that's what we did.
And you guys are coming back here for the tournament at TCC in March.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm an Arizona boy myself.
Okay.
I'm from the Phoenix area, but Arizona's a special place for me, and we always love coming back.
What's your background in terms of you played collegiately or?
Yeah, I played collegiately. I ended up I graduated from Holy Names University, a private school in Northern California. Played out of Dobson High School in the Mesa area. Ches Reeve was my high school teammate. But yeah, been out here, coached at South Mountain Community College in Phoenix for 6 years, and that's where I cut my teeth. That's where I got started. And then I spent the last 10 years at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock.
Nice. We always like to see people coming out of the ACCAC and doing big things.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on a great tournament by your kids, and we look forward to seeing you guys back here in March.
Perfect. Look forward to being here.
Absolutely. That is the head coach of the men's golf team, Jake Harrington from the University of New Mexico. They win this event by one shot over the Arizona Wildcats. Getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather. Here's Cricket.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. A collision on the westbound side of I-10 near Alvernon, off in the median, but do expect some backups for the westbound side of I-10 as you approach Alvernon Way. On our surface streets, wrecks reported for Tucson Boulevard in Irvington, 6th Avenue south of 22nd Street, vehicle into a wall. Campbell and Drexel, also 22nd Street and I-10. Traffic signals malfunctioning at Broadway and Euclid. 50 the low tonight, mostly clear skies, 78 breezy tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes.
When you get your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt, prepare to shout, Jackson Hewitt, yeah, from the rooftops. In the event you don't get your biggest refund, you'll get your money back, plus $100.
DK on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
Working on my hockey lingo.
You're doing that. You're learning quick. Do you know what icing is?
I love icing. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's the best part of hockey, isn't it?
Don't miss out on all the fun.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Happy New Year, guys. That was right in my ear.
Oh, good. I see you're doing the whole baby New Year costume with the diaper and the sash.
Time to make resolutions. I resolved not to look at you dressed like that. People should start the new year by fixing up their heating and air system.
That's true. Alaskan AC can fix the stuff other companies can't.
Again, right in my ear. Plus, the Grizzly.
Right. The Grizzly is our custom-built AC made to take a chomp out of Arizona summers.
Still winter, guys. And we can fix up heaters to save our customers gobs of money. Gobs.
We believe in fixing before replacing.
What's a gob?
An Alaska-fied system is one that will last longer
and is guaranteed to be repair-free for an entire year. Woohoo! I swear, one more time with that thing.
Good resolution, Gary. Let's get out there and help people fix up their systems and save some real money.
All right. Probably should have told him to put some clothes on first.
Yeah.
Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
Wildcat fans, join head coach Adia Barnes and the Arizona women's basketball team in McHale Center this season. Single game tickets start as low as $17 and are available for purchase now. You won't want to miss the fierce competition coming to Arizona. Tickets are available at ArizonaWildcats.com/WBK. Arizona women's basketball. Let's pack McHale Center.
Wildcats fans from coast to coast can bring a little bit of Tucson to themselves wherever they happen to be by streaming 1290 on our website at wildcatsradio1290.com. The home of the Wildcats is everywhere. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. I knew we could not put off getting life insurance. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $40 a month. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $18 a month.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050 or go to SelectQuote.com now. That's 1-800-452-5050. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners.
30 seconds.
In divorce court, in addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters. And that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Tucson area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
DK on the Sports Tip.
Thank you.
On Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, welcome back out here to Omni National. It is the Arizona N.I.T, and play has wrapped up for the day, and we're pleased to be joined by the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Jim Anderson, joins us. And Jim, you guys were the reigning champions of this. Just came up really two shots short of defending the title today.
Yeah, we did, and I'm really proud of the team. We shot 50 under par. It's a school record.
Wow.
I'm told that we don't normally tee it off thinking about school records, but when you get done and you get some context, you have to be proud of the team. 50 under par is really, really good for 3 rounds of golf. And you're right, it was close all the way down the stretch. We had a tough hole to finish on with 18. We finished with 2 birdies, had a couple of other hiccups, so it just was not our day for being on top, but we did beat a bunch of really good teams and played pretty well this week.
It's interesting you say that's a program record. I don't think, I was saying before the show, I was like, I don't ever remember seeing a minus 50 in any of the scoring that I've ever seen for team play. What do you think led to the low? Was it the weather that led to the low numbers, the beautiful conditions out here for 2 days?
Yeah, the weather definitely helps. And in January, us from Tucsonans, we know that we could be up against, a high of 51 or maybe less in precipitation. And sometimes we get days like this. So, when we're scheduling tournaments and setting up dates, we're praying that we get weeks like this because the teams coming here love it. And I think no wind, really warm temperatures, had a golf course that was in great shape. The Omni Tucson National staff and maintenance team with Ray Zaris and getting the golf course ready for some great players too. We have a great team. We had other great teams here, so I think that all contributed. And playing competitive golf, you push yourself. If we didn't know New Mexico was where they were, maybe we're comfortable at 44 or 43, but we kept gassing all the way to the end and just came up one short today.
So like you mentioned that, how does that, those last 5-6 holes then, when you know where they are, how does that change what you want your guys to do coming down the stretch?
There's definitely situations where the scoreboard can dictate strategy. With team golf, you're talking about, close to 900 strokes. Looks like 814 to 8. Or we shot 814, they shot 813. So that's not even like losing 71-70 if it's a basketball game, or 21-20 if it's a football game. So you don't typically worry too much about what's going on around you. You play your own game. You stick to the strategy you subscribe to. We knew that we'd have a par 5 with number 15 to finish on, and typically speaking, those are holes where you can usually give yourself a pretty good chance at this level with the players that are playing in this tournament. They're taking care of par 5s when they're playing well. We also knew we had a tough hole with 18 to finish on, so we kind of did a little bit of good, maybe had a couple ones we want back, and overall I think we stuck to our own game plan, and having Zach Pollo and Tiger Christensen finish 17 and 18, both playing together, birdie when they knew they needed to, that gives us a lot of confidence, and it shows a lot of guts. Tough
Last part of the round for the youngster Tony Zhang after he had such a solid second round. I was watching him on 17, and that short putt lipped out for him, and felt bad for him there. But what a performance he had in round 2 to shoot a program record 63. What do you like about this kid? Tell us about him and what's special about him.
Well, Tony has been so impressive. And, he joins our team from China originally, has done a really good job improving his English. He's an excellent student right out the gates. And he's really fit in great with the team. The guys love him, and he's all smiles. He's a happy, go-lucky kind of guy. He spreads good energy, and he's a great player. He really is. If you watch him hit it, it's he's the guy who can hit it 310 on a rope in the air and hit some shots into greens. And obviously shooting 63 that second round was special, and haven't had a freshman do that at the University of Arizona with a 63. So Tony's already in the record books in year 1, which is really exciting. So we're really excited to see him continue to grow as a player. He's already a huge part of the success of our team as a teammate, and it's neat to see him post his first top 10 in a really, really good field this week.
Looks like he had 10 birdies and an eagle in that round yesterday. Do you remember what happened on the 11th when he got the eagle?
Yeah, actually, I was on the 12th tee, which is a par 3, and I don't know the number, but he had a wedge into the green, and the pin was set kind of towards the back. He hit it just a little past the pin, and we were lucky to have some fans and spectators out watching, and a good friend of mine, Top Caboto, was actually behind the green, and I heard him cheering and clapping, and he was giving it the dunk sign, like it went in, and so Tony was putting on a show, and that's kind of what our team's been doing. We've got some great players, and it was really exciting to see him do that. And honestly, DK, what probably impressed me beyond that, him getting to, I don't remember if that got him to 6 or 5 or whatever it was on the day. He kept the throttle on. He kept making birdies. Even this morning, we didn't finish round 2. He starts on hole 16 to complete round 2. He's got to play 16, 17, 18 in this round that he posted 9 under, and he birdies the 16th hole.
Right.
So he wasn't phased. He was just very focused, and same person. He's got great composure. It's kind of the DNA of our team right now, and I'm really proud and happy about that. And it's exciting. We're gonna have a competitive group to keep us sharp all the way through this spring.
And I didn't sense I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I didn't sense there was any great disappointment from him by the way he finished it today.
I think that's his composure.
Yeah.
I know he hurts because he wants to help the team. He wants to win individually. He wants to do all those things. He's got great goals. He's a very sharp guy, but he's just got such good composure that you don't get to see that. And I think that's part of the attributes that are necessary to be a great golfer.
So how do you and your assistant now, you got a new assistant coach this year, how do you guys go back and break this down? Because, obviously there's 2 of you. You're not seeing every single shot. I would imagine you try to see as many players as you can. But how do you go back and assess what happened this weekend, based off what you saw and what you didn't see?
Well, there's a couple of tools that we do. We try to have our players input their stats, and we're pretty vigilant about, hey, get your stats in. So that helps us kind of read a story about how their rounds go when we aren't there. I think with the format of pairings which we choose with our home tournaments, it's really unique and really fun. We play, our 1-man plays with other teams' 1-mans, but the 2 and 3-man this week was Tony and Phillip. The 4 and 5-man this week was Zach and Tiger, and the number doesn't assign with a depth chart. It's just where we slot them in. They play together, so we're only having to cover 3 groups, so both coaches can keep an eye on what's going on across 3 groups instead of the normal 5. And hosting presents a whole nother set of challenges because you've got this fire going on over there and trying to get water coolers full over here. So I probably don't do my very best coaching at home, but all of that said, Omni Tucson National does an amazing job getting us ready, allowing our team access, and I try to not overcoach in these moments too, because we have great players. You got to get them to the course, and you trust the decisions and the composure that they demonstrate. It's yields great weeks like this.
Jim Anderson joining us, the head coach of the U of A men's golf team. The fellows finished second, 1 shot behind New Mexico. Did you anticipate that was going to be the team that could come in and win this?
Well, I knew they had a good team, a really good team, and they were at the NCAA finals last year, and they've got a new coach this year, first year at the University of New Mexico. Jake Harrington does a great job. So, and we see the Lobos a lot. So yes, I would say absolutely. They're a great opponent. They've got a great program with history. I actually played at the University of New Mexico too, so I've got a little more familiarity with the Lobos than some of the opponents we usually see. But that said, top to bottom, we had some great teams here, and that's the hard part. We wanted to win. We wanted to shoot 52, but shooting 50 is great. And apart from one team, we got the best of the field.
Yeah.
So a lot of positives to take away. And we went, if it's a football year, we went 16-1 this week. And we're in the playoff, if you so to speak, with that kind of record. So it was good.
And then your guys that play as individuals, like what do you is there instruction for them? Is it just go out there and compete, do your best, or how do you manage them during this whole thing?
Well, their starts are equally as important as that of those of the players on the team. So we certainly don't just let them play and just let them have, I mean, I hope they have fun. That's part of who I am as a coach. I don't think you play as well. I don't think you play golf as well if you're not having fun. But those starts are really, really important in developing our players and kind of figuring out who to play. We had some individuals post some really good rounds this week.
Some of the guys finished higher than a couple of guys that were in
exactly,
the
and that's where I get the question like, oh, if you just would have played Yannick this week, or if Griffin, if I could play 9 count 4, I think we would win. But that said, it's a competitive squad, and we've said from day one, listen, we all benefit from great talent on our team. And it's no different than Coach Tommy's team and the minutes they're competing for. That's what our guys are doing, and they're all making each other better. And my job is to create an environment. Matt and I work hard to make sure that we're supportive and positive and encouraging. And the ultimate, at the end of the day, unlike many sports, the number you shoot kind of tells us who the best player was that day.
Right, yeah.
So it's a little bit objective. It makes it pretty easy in some regards. And those individuals, they definitely impressed us this week. And I know it's going to be competitive getting ready for the next qualifier.
So now you've got 2 weeks until you guys head to Hawaii. Just for folks maybe that don't understand how it all works, what happens now as you guys get ready for, traveling, I would imagine, on the 14th out to the islands?
Yeah, so we obviously have a data points to look at how people played. We had 9 out of 9 got to play here at Omni Tucson National. So we'll evaluate how individuals played and kind of start figuring out how we're going to set up the next qualifier. I'm a firm believer, though, just like professional golf, that you get to wipe the deck clean to a certain extent and get another chance to play. So 1 through 9, we're going to have opportunity to qualify for this next tournament, because that's really the fabric of our program is competition. And there's times, and maybe looking back, Tony was obviously a great player to have in this lineup. I think starting out the week, I don't know if he was necessarily embedded in the top 1, 2, 3 on our roster, but you know what he did? He won the qualifier, or finished second rather. Got himself a spot in the lineup, and here he goes out and finishes 9th in the tournament.
Yeah.
So it's my job to give our guys opportunities and give them access to the competition, and it's their job to post the scores to tell us who the best players are.
Okay, so in terms of this group, like how would you rank this group in terms of teams you've had recently? It looks like it's a pretty good group to head into Pac-12s with, I would imagine.
Yeah, it is. It's so strange, because in the moment, I don't want to get too
ahead of it.
Yeah, or even too soupy about this, right? Because we haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we have a really good team, and I'm very confident that we're going to have more weeks like this one. But we also have a long way to go before we're actually as good of a team as we believe we can be. And I think as I've gotten older, I'm 12th year now, and had some teams that have had success, which is awesome and fun. In the moment, it's easy to think of the old days with the team that won Pac-12. Is like, those guys, they were like, I hold them, but I know like 5 years from now we're gonna be sitting here having a chat after another tournament. I'll be like, yeah, you remember when Tony and Tiger? No, I'm not dropping the ones for Frosted Flakes here, and Zach, all the guys that like, those guys were so good. So I think in the moment we're just kind of clawing and scratching and trying to be the best we can, and maybe one day I'll be able to reflect back and see how good we are against historic teams.
You got all the sponsorships here. You got Tony Tiger and Johnny Walker. I mean, my goodness, this is a team made for NIL here.
That's
Jesus,
right.
Goodness
That's right.
gracious. Hey Jim, we appreciate you taking the time to stop by. Congratulations on a great event out here, and we look forward to having a chance to see you guys play in March.
Thank you, DK. Thanks for coming out, too. I hope you and the team have enjoyed it out here at Omni Tucson National, and certainly love to have you out anytime you're one.
Better to be out here under this weather than when I've seen some of these tournaments when it was like 30 degrees in the beginning. So this was a good week to definitely be out here.
Yeah, I was taking credit for the weather. So yeah, I can't do that to the Tucsonans, though. Y'all know. I said that to the teams that are flying home to the winter.
Exactly.
So I know I can't trick the audience here. So, but thank you again, and bear down.
That's it. All right, Jim Anderson. He is the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats men's golf team. The fellas finished one shot off the winners, the New Mexico Lobos, here this afternoon. Getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather. Here's Cricket.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. A collision on the westbound side of I-10 near Alvernon, off in the median, but do expect some backups for the westbound side of I-10 as you approach Alvernon Way. On our surface streets, wrecks reported for Tucson Boulevard in Irvington, 6th Avenue south of 22nd Street, vehicle into a wall. Campbell and Drexel, also 22nd Street and I-10. Traffic signals malfunctioning at Broadway and Euclid. 50 the low tonight, mostly clear skies, 78 breezy tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Get the appliances you need right away at Lowe's. Explore the largest assortment of brands you trust in-store or online at the best values. Plus, take advantage of their everyday financing offers. Lowe's knows home improvement, subject to credit approval.
You know, there are times when you want a new truck, and there are times when you need a new truck. So if neither of those times are right now, O'Reilly Chevrolet has the time for you. O'Reilly is kicking off Savings and Selection 100 to celebrate 100 years in business. We have over 100 trucks to choose from. See them all at O'Reilly.com. Call 747-8000 or test drive one today on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Find new roads during Savings and Selection 100 at O'Reilly Chevrolet. More than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Searching HVAC near here.
Right here, ma'am. How can we help?
Wow. Nobody local? Huh.
Wait, what? We are an HVAC company literally in your neighborhood. Why is she not seeing us?
Just all the big chains. Well, it is what it is.
What in the... Can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you. Because you're buried deep in the list of local HVAC providers. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
After years of discomfort, it's like I'm alive again.
Sonia Hackett talks about how QC Kinetics changed her life.
QC Kinetics has given me my quality of life back.
Before QC Kinetics, Sonia suffered from horrible knee and back pain stemming from a car accident.
I was wearing knee braces just to try to maneuver around.
Sonia hated the idea of pain meds, and surgery seemed too risky, so she turned to the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics, the leaders in advanced regenerative medicine.
That consultation just changed my life. I can do the treadmill, everything. I don't have anything holding me back. The quality of life is pain-free. QC Kinetics has made us very happy.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today.
I'm going to get emotional with them. They are like family members to me. They care.
Call QC Kinetics now.
Call QC Kinetics, 520-497-4955. That's 520-497-4955. 520-497-4955.
Westwood One is the only place for exclusive audio coverage of every NFL postseason game. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join us throughout the month of January and into February as we bring you Super Wildcard Weekend, the Divisional Round, Championship Sunday, and of course Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. All 13 NFL playoff games are on Westwood One. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's right here.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right? 85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big. If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water. Pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
The Dell Technologies
30 seconds.
deals on top tech. Save on select PCs powered by the latest 12th gen Intel Core processors like thin and light XPS 13 laptops, Inspiron laptops, and 2-in-1s. Plus, get savings on select accessories, free shipping, and monthly payment options with Dell Preferred Account. Save today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're at the beautiful Omni Tucson National on an absolutely gorgeous day. The golf has wrapped up here in terms of the collegiates. I'm sure that there are still some golfers, country club members that are still out on the course taking advantage of the last few hours of the sunlight and the beautiful 70-degree temperatures that we've got going on out here today. And the Arizona Wildcats, they finished second. The New Mexico Lobos win this tournament at 51 under. The Wildcats finishing second at 50 under. They best the rival Arizona State Sun Devils by one shot as ASU finishes at 49 under. Zach Jones was your champion from BYU. He was the individual medalist, as they like to say. Shot 18 under for the tournament at 65, 69, and 64 to finish one shot ahead of Wenyi Ding from Arizona State, who finishes second. Bastian Amat from New Mexico, the team champion, finished tied for third with Tiger Christensen. He was the top scoring Wildcat at 16 under. Tiger shot 67, 69, 64, and then tied for fifth, Daniel Rodriguez and Jack London. Rodriguez from Texas A&M, London from Missouri, both finished at 15 under. Tony Zhang finished minus 12, tied for ninth, along with Zach Pollo, who also finished tied for ninth. Zhang shooting 69, had a rough ending, and after shooting a 63 in the second round, an all-time program low for a freshman, but bogeyed the 17th hole and double bogeyed the 18th hole coming down the stretch. So a tough ending for Zhang, but a young man who's got a really bright future here at the University of Arizona. Really looking forward to seeing him play as this is only his third collegiate tournament, and he finishes tied for ninth. So despite the not-so-great ending, a fine tournament for the youngster Tony Zhang. Keep an eye on him as he continues his U of A career. All right, wanted to get our question of the day out because we talked about this yesterday, and we've got some voting going on right now. Head on over to our Twitter page, at Wildcats1290, and you can vote in our poll. Who is your favorite one-and-done transfer of the Tommy Lloyd era not named Caleb Love? So I gave you four choices because there's only been four other guys. I had to take somebody out, so it made sense to take Caleb Love out just because he would be number one in that poll. So Justin Kier was the lone one-and-done transfer, grad senior in Tommy Lloyd's first season here, a team that obviously went to the Sweet 16. Then you had two last year, Courtney Ramey and Cedric Henderson, who came in and played vital roles for Tommy Lloyd's second season here at the University of Arizona. And then you had Keyshawn Johnson, who along with Caleb Love has come in this year and played a pretty big role on this current team, which is ranked number 11 now in the country. To no one's surprise, Keyshawn Johnson right now is overwhelmingly winning this poll at 74%.
Is that your guy?
Say again?
Is that your guy?
I would say, yeah. I was, for me, it's either Keyshawn Johnson or Courtney Ramey. And I just think Keyshawn Johnson has probably made a little bit more of an impact than Courtney did last year. So those would be my top two.
I'll go outside the box and I'll say Justin Kier, and I'll say it for one simple reason: is that team was so young, and when he came in, it was just a very steady veteran influence on that team. The numbers don't jump off the page. He averaged about 7 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds per game. I think the thing with Keyshawn Johnson is his story is not yet written. So the impact, I believe he's going to have a bigger impact in March than any of these guys potentially because of all he brings and his versatility. As far as the guys, I love Courtney Ramey, Cedric Henderson Jr. I think they both did a great job last year. And I think there were some upperclassmen on last year's team. That team in 2021-22 didn't have that. And I think Justin Kier coming in, as far as impact is the word you used, right? I think that veteran influence, you cannot put a price on that. I just think he did a great job showing those young guys the ropes.
Well, and you're not the only one. Dave Evans checks in on Facebook. Dave says, I liked Justin Kier, tough, hard-nosed player. Philip Zielinski also checking in on Facebook. He votes for Keyshawn Johnson. But, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right about Justin Kier. I mean, he was a very big veteran influence on a team of younger players.
Played in every game.
Yeah, and that was obviously, like I said, that was a team that came up just a win short of getting to the Elite Eight in 2022. So head on over to our Twitter page at Wildcats1290. You can vote in our poll. 74% right now, Keyshawn Johnson. 12% Courtney Ramey. 9% Justin Kier. 5% for Cedric Henderson. That poll will be available to you for about the next 23 hours or so. All right, Wildcats Radio 1290 and Coors Light want to send you to the men's basketball tournament March 13th through 16th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Grand prize, get this, folks, 2 all-session passes for the tournament. Two all-session passes for the 4-day men's basketball tournament, the final Pac-12 men's basketball tournament. We're also going to give you $1,000 in cash cards to to cover whatever you need, whether that's travel, whether that's your hotel, whether that's your gambling, whether that's your don't tell us what you want to do with the money. You can do whatever you want to do with it. We're just going to give it to you. So head on over to our website right now, WildcatsRadio1290.com. You can sign up to win. All the details are there, including the official contest rules. Again, this is a trip to the men's basketball tournament, Pac-12 men's basketball tournament in Las Vegas, the final one, March 13th through the 16th at the T-Mobile Arena. 2 all-session passes for the entire 4-day event, $1,000 in cash cards to cover whatever you need. Good luck from Coors Light and Wildcats Radio 1290.
You can click on click.
You can click on, was that? Yeah, that was this one, right. But because we've got a number of different promotions, right? I can't keep track of all the things we're giving out right now. We're just giving away so much stuff. In the next hour, now, reminder, we're only going until 5:30. We've got the Adia Barnes radio show, the funniest show on radio, is coming up for you live from the Sands Club. That'll start at 5:30. With Derek Palmer. So we will take you right up till 5:30. But in the next hour, we are also going to give you the keyword to win, the keyword to have a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas, another trip to Las Vegas. This one is coming up very quickly. This one is for the big game weekend. Super Bowl 58 next weekend at the Super Bowl. Exactly. Sounds like a bar. The Superb Owl.
I'm sure there is a bar called Superb Owl.
We got to find that. We got to find if there is a bar out there called the Superb Owl. We have got to find that and get those people on the show, and find out if they named their bar the Superb Owl after the Super Bowl, because that would be really cool if they did. But in the next half hour, I'm going to give you the keyword to text to have a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas as well. For the big game weekend.
There is a drink called the Superb Owl. It's a lime-infused amber lager.
Oh, there you go. Very nice. Very nice. You know, J-Dub, how we always say that if a player has a great game, against the Arizona men's basketball team, it's going to earn that player the Pac-12 Player of the Week award.
That has been a trend, yes.
Yes. Well, not only is it happening on the men's side, but it's also happening on the women's side.
Here comes Stanford now. 3 of its last 4. 3 of 9 overall as Brink is able to slip by Bay and put that one off the glass and score. And Barnes is going to take a quick timeout as the Cardinal has become very comfortable on the offensive side. Opportunity to further extend. He's trying to keep an eye on Brink and jump. And it's going to be Brink who's able to split 2 Wildcat defenders and put that one off the window to score. There's Jump, who's 3 of 3 from the outside, enters it inside to Brink, going to fall away from the block and score that one from 5 out. Turns the corner around Bay and now feeds it to the near side where Harrell's going to try a three-pointer that's over the rim, no good, but Brink with an offensive rebound as she now has 13 boards to go with 16 points. Stanford with a 17-point lead in the basketball as they go in front of the Cardinal bench, and now Brink right at Bay, who of course has very little resistance she can offer because she has 3 personals, and it's a catch and layup situation for Brink. Brink trying to deny Blakely. That one hangs on the rim. Now Brink swings an arm to try to keep Bay away from it, and they're going to allow that. Meanwhile, up front, catch and shoot 3. It's not good. Brink swatted by Pollo. That's going to be a foul. As she continues to send elbows up toward Wildcat faces. Accelerates to the baseline where she's double teamed. Have this one back outside. Dimitri is going to kick this one out to Brink. Try a 3. It's good. Why not? Stanford with its first player besides Jump to knock down a 3-pointer. Brink now has 25. She very well might get 40.
Well, she didn't get 40, but she did get Player of the Week in the Pac-12 for women's basketball, Cameron Brink. So not only is it happening on the men's side, but it happens on the women's side too. She missed a game last week, really a game plus. She got hurt in the first game last week. I believe they were playing Oregon and missed most of that game and then all of the game against Oregon State, in which Tara Vanderveer, the head coach of Stanford, broke the record for most all-time wins. But she came back on the Arizona trip, 20 points and 16 rebounds against Arizona State. 25 points and 19 rebounds against the Arizona Wildcats. Cameron Brink can do it all, and she can shoot threes.
I'm sure Mama and Papa Curry are very proud.
Yeah, they are. It was her 11th career Pac-12 Player of the Week award.
25 and 19. Those are big numbers.
Yeah, she had 16. She had 16 and 16 at halftime against the Wildcats. I thought for sure she was going to have a 2020 performance, but it did not happen that way. It's the fourth time this season that Cameron Brink has won the Pac-12 Player of the Week award. The news of the week, though, on the women's basketball side, was that Juju Watson from USC did not win Freshman of the Week.
What?
Yeah, it went to Donovan Hunter, a freshman guard out of Oregon State. She wins the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week award after she scored 16 points. Oregon State upset number 3 Colorado over the weekend on the women's side. She had 16 points in that game, and then she had 10 assists against the Utes. In case
listeners aren't paying attention, Juju Watkins is currently second in the nation in scoring to Caitlin Clark. She's averaging 25.8 points per game. 25.8. It's pretty good.
Yeah, she's won the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week award 9 times. Player of the Week, she's only won the Player of the Week once. She actually, on the week of the December 4th, she won both awards. She won the Player of the Week and the Freshman of the Week.
Why does USC always have such amazing singular talents on the women's basketball team?
That's a good question. It's a historical program, even though they haven't necessarily been good of late, but they've got a great coach in Lindsey Gottlieb.
Is Cheryl Miller still the best all time, you think?
At USC?
No, women's college basketball.
Women's basketball. Yeah, I would have. I would. Yeah, I don't know that there's any question about that.
3-time National Player of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now I think the game as a whole is better. Is obviously better. I think there's more talent now
Sure.
than there was when.
Well, Caitlin
Cheryl
Clark
Miller
plays
played.
Caitlin Clark plays like Steph Curry. I mean,
Yeah.
just unconsciousness. I mean, she's just launching from everywhere with full confidence, and it's just a completely different game.
So yeah, so that I mean, I think that could be up for debate maybe in the near future when some of these young ladies that are playing now are through their college years. But I would have to say, yeah, it's still.
I only
Cheryl
ask because Cheryl Miller's always been at top of that mountain, and it's it's so hard historically because comparing eras is impossible. But yeah, I mean, I haven't heard too many people argue with Cheryl Miller being the best college basketball player of all time.
All right, we are out at the Omni Tucson National. Oh man, I could stay out here all night. I might just sit at the bar and watch the sunset after we get done talking on the radio here because it is absolutely beautiful. I should have brought my 9-iron so I could just go out and maybe do some chipping after we get done here. We're taking you to 5:30 and the Adia Barnes Show live from the Sands Club. Much more coming up for you in the next half hour. It's DK on the Sports Tip. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With traffic signals malfunctioning at Broadway and Euclid, also traffic signal upgrade work at Campbell and River until 6 tonight. Expect officers to direct you through. Collisions reported Oracle and First Avenue, Stone Avenue and Prince, Orange Grove and Skyline, 6th Avenue south of 22nd Street, vehicle into a wall. Also a crash off in the median from the westbound side of I-10 near Alvernon. Pretty heavy backups for westbound Ajo at Mission, also for westbound Speedway as you approach I-10. 50 the low, mostly clear overnight, 78 breezy tomorrow, and 75 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of 100 or more, 50 off your print purchase of 200 or more, and 100 off your print
along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Live from the CNWT.
From the what? Central Northwest Tucson, Don.
It's DJ on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drew me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
What's a new guy fix last night? I'm native.
And Cricket, getting you home when traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but three first names, David Scott Kelly.
Final half hour of the program on this Tuesday. Short show every Tuesday. We've got Adia Barnes coming up for you at 5:30, live from the Sands Club at Arizona Stadium. It's the Adia Barnes radio show with Derek Palmer and Adia Barnes, the head coach of the Arizona women's basketball team. Always a fun time. I say it's like Friends. It always makes me laugh every single week. So looking forward to let's see who the special guest is going to be today on the show. Ooh, Jada Williams is the special guest tonight at the Sands Club. So get on down and see the talented freshman guard for the Arizona Wildcats, as the ladies have just the one game this week, and that'll be against the Arizona State Sun Devils coming up on Sunday. Last chance for you to get in on the show as well, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. All right, I promised you that in this half hour, I was going to give you that keyword that you need to have a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas for the big game weekend. That is Super Bowl 58 coming up in a little over, what do we got, about 12 days to go until the game, Sunday, February the 11th. Fontainebleau, Las Vegas is the newest luxury resort and casino on the Las Vegas Strip, and we want to send you there for the weekend. In 12 days, one winner is going to score a trip for two to Las Vegas, including airfare, a 2-night stay at the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, $150 in credits to spend at any of the 36 restaurants and bars that are located at the Fontainebleau. 36 restaurants and bars at the Fontainebleau. You're going to get $150, which you can spend at any one or more of those. Also, going to give you 2 tickets to the Fontainebleau Las Vegas big game viewing party, which will be at the Blue Live Theater. I still haven't seen it, but J-Dub says it's amazing. So J-Dub says it's an amazing place. I think it's probably an amazing place.
The pictures look amazing.
The pictures are amazing. The Blue Light Theater. All right, so here's what's going to happen right now. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you need to text that keyword to 95819. 95819. Okay, so here's the keyword. I'm going to give it to you right now. The keyword is lights. 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 Text lights right now to 95819 for your chance to enter and win this great package. Trip for 2 to Las Vegas for the big game weekend, Super Bowl 58, a 2-night stay at the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, $150 in credits to spend at any of the 36 restaurants and bars located at the hotel casino, and 2 tickets to watch the game at their fabulous new theater called the Blue Live Theater.
I bet you the Blue Light Theater has some fancy lights.
And they're probably blue, right?
One would assume, yeah.
Well, every picture that I'm looking at right now, the lights are blue. So, yeah, should be fun. The Fontainebleau Blue Live Theater. Text lights right now for your chance to win to 95819. All right, we are at the Omni Tucson National Hotel and Casino. No casino here. Hotel and Resort, Golf Resort. And earlier we had a chance to catch up with a couple of the Wildcats as they were leaving after their round. Tiger Christensen and Zach Pollo. It is our Desert Diamond Casino replay for today.
And now, the best thing you will hear here all day. It's time for the Wildcat Radio Replay. In case you missed this earlier in the day, now bring you the best of 1290. It's made possible by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
We are back out here at the Omni Tucson National Golf Club, the Arizona N.I.T. Coming to an end here, round 3 today. The Arizona Wildcats, unfortunately, looks like they're going to come up one shot short, really 2 shots short, as they're going to finish 1 shot behind the University of New Mexico. Pleased to be joined, though, by a pair of the golfers from the Arizona team. I've got with me Tiger Christensen and Zach Pollo. And Tiger, it looks like you're going to finish 3rd in the tournament today. But what a beautiful 2 days to play golf out here.
Yes, it was beautiful weather, nice conditions. We had a course in a great shape. Really enjoyed the last 2 days.
What did you like about, you shot a 64 today, it looks like. What did you like about the round, and how'd you play it today?
You know, all week I really didn't have the best stuff. I kind of didn't feel like I was in full control of my long game, but I made it work. I worked myself around the golf course, and I thought I did a great job of that today. Only had 2 bogeys all week, and to do that with more of a B game was pretty good.
So when you don't have control of your long game, what's happening out there? It's just the drive isn't going well off the tee, or?
Well, it might finish where I'm trying to go, but it doesn't feel very good.
So it's really more of a feel thing for you. So then how do you kind of manage that when you're out there? Is it more than about trying to concentrate on your mid-range game and your short game?
You kind of figure out what works on the day and just work with what you have, and then, you know, just kind of plot yourself around the golf course, stick to your strategy. And that's pretty much how you do it.
Tiger Christensen joining us here at the Arizona N.I.T. And Tiger, we'll take a look at the numbers here. Shot 67 in round 1, 69 in round 2, and 64. Whoop. He looks like he not dropped. Somebody else jumped up into that tie for 3rd with you. Minus 16, 200 on the day. Obviously, you had a great summer. Had a chance to go over and play in the Open Championship. We talked to you before you went over to that event. What was that experience like for you?
That was very special. Definitely the best experience I've had in my life, and I learned a lot and have really gained from that experience. Yeah, it was really great. But you know, you try to make it every year now, obviously. But no, I definitely enjoyed it and had a lot of fun there. It was once just such a special moment to be there.
How do you calm yourself when you step out onto a course like that?
I mean, during the tournament, like in the practice rounds, you're definitely overwhelmed. But in the tournament, you kind of get into a tournament mode and kind of becomes just 1 shot at a time, just like at every tournament, and you try to play your best. So you're really in your own world kind of, and obviously you know who you're playing with and who's watching, but at 1 shot at a time you kind of just forget where you are.
Did you have a chance to have family over there with you for that week?
Definitely. I had all my family and my girlfriend and my best friend.
Yeah, and what was kind of their experience having a chance to watch you play?
I think for them it was even crazier, just walking inside the ropes in the practice rounds and talking to some of the pros. I think it was definitely a great experience for them too. They had a lot of fun.
Zach Pollo also joining us. Zach was flirting with the top of the leaderboard as well today. Looks like he's going to come in tied for 9th, minus 12, 71, 66, and 67. Zach, just how did you feel about your rounds out there?
You know, as a team, I knew we were a few shots back going into the last day, and we needed to make something happen. And we got off to a great start and got a little rocky in the middle, but, you know, rebounded and finished well to give us a chance to win. Unfortunately, came up 1 short. But
That's also a bit about you. I mean, from Northern California, what's your experience been like coming down here and playing here at the University of Arizona?
Yeah, it's been great. Coaches recruited a lot of guys from up there, and it's been great to be one of them and being able to represent U of A.
Yeah, I see that there's another young man from your high school that's on the team as well. Are you guys like a dynasty high school up there? Are you guys the high school to beat up in Rockland?
You'd like to think so.
What did you play a part in that recruiting process?
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of wanted to come here just because I knew at the time I knew like a lot of guys here, so I thought it'd be a great place to be, just familiar with people. And I think if you're familiar with people, I think that makes it a lot easier to just kind of settle in. And that's a big reason why I wanted to come here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm imagine that you and Sam played together in high school.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Were you guys tight in high school? What did he tell you about U of A when you were going through your recruiting process that kind of led you to maybe wanting to choose it here?
Yeah, we've been pretty close ever since high school.
Mm.
And, he just said all the same things that I kind of wanted to hear, just like, you can play all year round here. The weather's like this in January. And, like I said earlier, just a huge part of it was just being familiar with people and, yeah.
So obviously they're building you guys a brand new clubhouse out at Tucson Country Club. Have you seen it? What have you guys liked about kind of the way it's coming together? Have you looked out at the construction and is it coming along out there for you guys?
Yeah, I think they're going to be great. Probably done March, April. It'll be really good, really special to have it there, and yeah, we're really excited.
Tiger, how many, I guess, what that's going to be in the end? I mean, are there a lot of schools that have that type of setup?
The facility?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to be up there with one of the best facilities in the country, and yeah, I mean, there's obviously great facilities all around the country, but to be a part of that kind of category and have our own home, kind of to just hang out and practice all day is definitely great. And when it's rainy, you can hit inside, you can cool off, you can do whatever you want in there, and then we have our new chipping area too, which has been done ever since last spring, and it's been really good. We've had a lot of matches there, some team practice. It's been really good.
And in terms of, I mean, obviously the rest of this season, young in the process here, you guys won up at the Copper Cup. What was that like to kind of go in there and get a team championship for you guys early in the year?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you didn't play in that tournament?
No, I was sick at home.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
How about you, Zach?
I mean, it was great. I mean, anytime you get a chance to beat your rivals, it's always a good experience. And thankfully we were able to get it done, and we carried it over here, took it into here, wanted to get a little bit of momentum, and I think we had a great week.
Yeah, and that must have been cool to know that you guys could go out and play well as a team without one of your best players.
Yeah, that was really great.
How'd you hit it up there at Gold City? Was that a course that's favorable to your game?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I would say it's sort of similar to out here, but a little more desert for sure. But yeah, it was great. I think it fit all of our games, and I mean, we showed it.
All right, so for each of you, what's your favorite course here in Southern Arizona to play?
Definitely Tucson Country Club for me.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it out there, especially after the rebuild. I think right now it obviously needs to settle in. The grass and everything needs a little bit of time until it's ready, but yeah, just layout wise and most similar to my home kind of thing where I'm from in Europe. So I feel kind of comfortable there. It's definitely my favorite course here in Tucson.
How about you, Zach?
I mean, I'd have to agree. I think TCC's great. I also think Stone Canyon's probably up there. It's pretty sweet.
That's a nice one. How'd you get on Stone Canyon? You know somebody?
We're able to get out there
nice.
somewhat often.
Nice. You guys play Star Pass at all? That's a lot of blind shots on that course.
Only a couple times.
Only a couple times. Now, when we talked during the summer, Tiger, you would tell me about your love of the food here in Tucson. So have you tried any new restaurants since the beginning of the school year?
Yeah, I've tried actually 2 new ones. One of them's a Turkish place.
Okay.
I think it's called Istanbul or something.
All right.
It's kind of good. It's more Greek than Turkish really, but yeah, it's okay. But my go-to is definitely still Sachiko, the Japanese
Sachiko,
place.
yeah, there you go. How about you? Is he taking you to any of these restaurants with him, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, I always like to go out.
You got a favorite one you like yet? Are you a foodie like he is, or no?
I don't know if I have a favorite one, but anytime there's a chance to eat some pizza.
Oh, there you go. You're a pizza guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's your favorite golfer?
Who's my favorite golfer?
Yeah.
It's gonna sound pretty obvious, but I think Scotty. I think he's super humble and super. I just like the way he kind of goes about it. You can't really tell he's playing good or playing bad. He's always there. He's always at the top of the leaderboard, and he's always really humble about it.
What'd you guys make of Nick Dunlap an amateur winning at the PGA level and then turning pro?
I think it's great for us, just showing everyone and the whole world how good college golf really is and how good this level is, and yeah, just getting it done on a big stage, super super happy for him. But yeah, just for the golfing world, I think it's great because it shows how young golf has gotten, how young the peak players are getting, and how early people are ready to compete against the best players in the world. And I think from now on, it's just going to be more positive for college kids coming up to the PGA Tour.
How about you, Zach? What impressed you about that?
I mean, it's when you think about it, it's pretty sweet what happened, and just to realize that he's just pretty much one of us, like 20 years old, sophomore in college. I mean, you'd like to think that could be us one day, and it's a good representation of, like he said, how good college golf really is.
Yeah, and tell me about this youngster, Tony Zhang, who had a great week out here.
We love Tony.
Yeah, Tony's great. Nobody doesn't like Tony. I'm so happy for him to play this good. He's really talented, and he's played well in qualifying, and now to get it done in the tournament and finish top 10, I think in his third start in college is definitely cool to see, and I'm happy for him. Especially yesterday, the lowest round in school history as a freshman was impressive to watch.
Outstanding. Well, fellas, congratulations on a great 2 days, and continued success as this season goes on, and you guys ramp up for the Pac-12s here later this spring.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, that was Tiger Christensen and Zach Pollo earlier this afternoon after the Wildcats finished second here at their Arizona N.I.T. All right, we're going to get to traffic, a break, wrap it up here from the golf course. It is DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcat.
DK, I have to
Radio 1290.
All right, wrapping things up from out here at Omni Tucson National Golf Course and Resort on an absolutely beautiful 2 days for golf. The Arizona Wildcats playing in their annual Arizona N.I.T. And this will be the first of, again, 2 tournaments that the program will host this year. The other one will be in March. And it'll be the same week as I believe it's the same week as the actually the same week as it'll be the same week as the NCAA tournament, but earlier in the week. So Monday and Tuesday, March 18th and March 19th, it'll be the Arizona Thunderbirds Intercollegiate, and that will be over at Tucson Country Club. Wildcats will head to the John Burns Intercollegiate. That'll be over in Hawaii. That'll be in 2 weeks, February the 15th, 16th, and 17th. That is a 3-round event in 3 days. 3 days, 3 rounds, as opposed to this tournament, which was 3 rounds, 2 days. Then it's the Cabo Collegiate in the beginning of March. That will be, I believe, in Cabo San Lucas. And that'll be March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Then it's home for the Arizona Thunderbird Intercollegiate, which will be a 2-day event, Monday and Tuesday, March 18th and 19th. Then the Thunderbird Collegiate. A lot of these have similar names. That will be up in Phoenix at the Papagayo Golf Course, April the 12th and 13th. The Western Intercollegiate will be just right after that. So the Wildcats will play an event Friday and Saturday, the 12th and 13th of April, and then come right back and play a 3-day event in Santa Cruz, California on April 15th, 16th, and 17th. That will lead into the Pac-12 Championships, which will be in Arizona this year, in Carefree, Arizona. J-Dub, have you ever been to Carefree, Arizona? I take that to be a no. He's never been to Carefree, Arizona. It's up by Cave Creek, for those of you that are not familiar, on the north side of town. So that'll be the Pac-12 Championships coming up in late April, early May. That's going to wrap up our show for today from the golf course. Thanks to all the folks that joined us. Jim Anderson, the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, Zach Pollo, and Tiger Christensen. J-Dub and Cricket, most of all, thanks to you for listening. My name's David Kelly. It is DK on the Sports Tip. Have a great night, everybody. The Adia Barnes Radio Show is next.